1, 2, ready, and. Hi guys, let's have a look at Nervous and Excited by Paul Chawke. Now before you try and learn this piece, you should really familiarize yourself with the scale and arpeggio of C major and A minor, okay? And for the purposes of our piece, you really only need to play it with your right hand. Although I would encourage you to play them with both hands and hands together because it's good for you. If you're unsure what a scale and arpeggio are, please ask your teacher or consult another YouTube video. Just for the purposes of time, I want to not have to go into that, okay? So just having a look at our C major scale, you start on C. And remember, when you're playing a 1 octave C major scale, you only need to remember the 3 changes. So you're going to change after 3 to your thumb, and you just come all the way up, and you made it to C. And coming down, when you run out of fingers, pass your 3 over your thumb, and you make it all the way back down. Now you don't actually need that for this piece, but it's good to play it, right? What you do need is the arpeggio, which we find in line 3, okay? Going up and down, all right? Now an arpeggio is the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th degrees of the scale plus the octave, okay? And you're gonna finger it 1, 2, 3, 5. 3, 2, 1. And it's important when you come down your arpeggio, you use the same fingers on the same notes that you went up the arpeggio on. So again, that is C1, 2 on E, 3 on G, 5 on C. And then we're going to come back down. Get used to that feeling because we will be playing that but staccato. All right? And then coming down, back down. And that's in line 3. Now, for the A minor scale in arpeggio, so you'll notice the piece actually in line 1 and also in line 4 and the beginning of line 5 uses this A minor arpeggio going up and down. And it looks a lot and feels a lot like the C major one. So you're going to be playing every other note of the A minor scale. That's A, C, and E, and the octave A at the top. You see that? So it's A, 1 on A, 2 on C, 3 on E, 5 on A. And coming back down using the same fingers on the same notes. So when you practice, get good at that feeling, okay? Because you'll be using that a lot in this piece. All right? Now, you will need to play an A minor scale. Now, normally the A minor scale is all the white notes. It's a lot like a C major scale, except it starts on A. But the scale you actually would need for this piece in the last line that we find in the last line of the piece is an A minor melodic scale. And that has 2 altered tones, which is an F sharp and a G sharp. In a melodic minor scale, you always raise the 6th and the 7th scale degree. But only in one direction going up. So you notice in this piece, it only goes in one direction, thankfully, because when you come down, you normally have to play natural minor, which is just all the white notes. Just play the key signature going down. So as we go up, change after 3. You're going to play the altered 6th, the altered 7th. And coming down, you have to play natural minor. If you don't want to practice that going down, you don't have to for this piece. You just have to practice going up. All right, with the F sharp and the G sharp. So get used to that F sharp and G sharp. All right? Good. Well, practice those scales, and we will get on in the next clip on what you need to know to learn this piece. Okay, so having having a look at the right hand, all right, using our scale and arpeggios, right? Look at the first line, okay? It's staccato eighth notes that we're playing, and you're just going up an A minor arpeggio, staccato. And then you play a half tone below with your fourth finger, which happens to be a G sharp. And then you're going to play that A minor arpeggio going down. And you're going to cross your two and play the same G sharp. Well, an octave down. The G sharp an octave down. But this is the same note. So you have an arpeggio with a G sharp both times. All right, that is the first line. Let's have a look at it again. 1 and 2 and accent that G sharp. Accent that G sharp. Okay? That comes back at the end in bar 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that's going to be very useful. Now have a look at measure 9. Now this is a very similar thing. It's basically the same passage, but now in key of C major. So you're going to play your C major arpeggio. This time louder because we're at a mezzo forte. All right, and the note that you play after the arpeggio is just a half tone below the arpeggio, which is a B this time. And then you come down your C major arpeggio and play that B again. Okay? Those are the arpeggio sections of it. All right? Now, having a look at bar 5. All right? So after you play our two arpeggios, right? We're at bar 5, right? So when you have already crossed your 2, you're going to cross back to your thumb. So you're basically in a position A, but then you have to do a few changes here. So it's all scale-wise motion. Change after 2. Right? Read the direction of the line. And we're going to cross the 2 again. And then we're going to cross back so we hit to that C. Okay? And measure 9. Okay, so looking at measure 5 again, starting on A. We're going to cross after 2 and into a C position. And just following it's all steps. It's really easy. Crossing the 2 again and get back to C position. Okay? And this time, when you get back to that C position, you have to open your hand out, ready to play that arpeggio. Look at that. My hand is open. Play that B. Now open your hand out again. Very good. And then we're going to come cross back to that C position to play measure 13. Look, notice it's all just stepping. You just have to read if it goes up or down. And then we're going to cross our 2 again. And then back to the A minor arpeggio. Open up your hand. This is measure 21. We have our A minor melodic scale, going up only. Crossing at 3, F sharp, G sharp. Don't play the last A, all right? It stops on a G sharp. And then we have to play, for the last note, a 6th, C and A. Okay? And that's part of A minor chord, if you combine that with our left hand. Okay? Practice this a few times in all its little elements and then try it together, all hands apart, and you'll notice it's not as hard as it looks. All right, good luck with that. Left hand. All right, the left hand, you just have to learn where these different notes are. All right, so the very first one chord that we play in bar 2 is a tritone there. So you have F and B using a 1 and 4, okay? And then you have F and B again in measure 4, right? But this time in a different place, right? So you have to move from this upper F and B, all right, to playing B and F. And I'm always naming the bottom note first here, okay? And then after that, second line, just play 2 and 4 because you're in the right position. Okay? But short, okay? And then you have to go up to this G sharp, crossing your thumb underneath to the G, and holding the G, you play the F at the same time, so that you have G and F depressed at the same time. And you have to hold these notes for 2 beats each, all right, while you're playing the right hand. All right, now you notice that we're playing G and F here. So once you know that, for line 3, these are the notes for most of the chords in line 3. So we're already in G and F. In measure 10, you notice we go to the treble, also F and E. Up an octave with an accent. All right, then you go back to the bass clef for measure 11 and 12, and come back there and play exactly what you just played. F and G, and we're going to return to E and G. Okay, play that short, please. Then you have to move your hand, measure 14, B, A, then G sharp. All right, and don't move your hand after this because you are in position to play the next F and B. And this is just like the beginning. This is where the right hand is playing that A minor arpeggio, like the beginning. And then you're going to move and play the same thing in a different position, B and F, 1 and 5, okay? Now here, you want to play the C and E with the 3 and the 1. But you can also play 2 and 4, it really doesn't matter. Okay, and then 1 and 4, B and E, and ending on A. All right, so if you were in this B, this kind of 1 and 5 closed finger position on a B, right? You'd have to move your 3 and 1 a little bit closer to play their fingerings, which is 1, 3, 1, 4, and then 5. An alternative fingering would be to go 2, 4 on the C and E, then 2, 5 on the B and E, and then you would have to move your hand down 1 note for the last note. Okay, that's the left hand. Okay, once you have practiced each hand apart from each other and are very familiar with which notes you have to play and the shapes you need for your right hand, because that's what's challenging about this piece, to have that arpeggio shape. Let's try putting hands together, all right? So you're going to start with your arpeggio shape, A minor, all right? You don't have to play the left hand until you finish playing the arpeggio or getting close to the end of your arpeggio. So you want to play soft and short because it's piano staccato with a small crescendo at the end, right? So play slow. And then we're going to play that F and B with the G sharp, right? And you're coming down your arpeggio. With your left hand, find the other F, B position, okay? And now we're going to play the next bit. This is actually really easy, this part. We're going to cross again, C major, arpeggio, staccato. Find that F and G, coming down. Find your F and G. Try and put accents on there. And then staccato in the left hand. So you just have to find your left hand notes. And stay in position in your right hand. A arpeggio. Let's accent this chord, right? Find the other position and accent it, okay? Now with your left hand, if you choose to follow their fingerings, you have to find the 1 and 3 on C and E and play your A minor scale with crescendo, rest, count to 2, and count 2 at the end and release, all right? Go very slow. Do that for a few weeks slowly, and then it will just speed up naturally by itself until you can play it at an allegro. Okay, good luck with all of that, and we'll see you in the next video.
That's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking on that like button and subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching.